What's going on? Hopefully, you're having an amazing long weekend. Hopefully, you're having a long weekend. Let's face it, not everybody does. So, if you're having a long weekend, may you be blessed. I'm just checking in on you. There's some news stories that I had that we could go without talking about. Just to make mention of them, Candace Owens, that right-wing, alt-right commentator who is just a real shitwhistle. She is banned from Australia and New Zealand, which is awesome. So amazing. They said, "Yeah, you're Holocaust denial, right-wing, trash-talking, lying, manipulating, disinformation, misinformation, whatever you want to call it." They said, "Yeah, we're good, we're good," and they're not allowing Candace Owens into their country. Which, cry harder, altard. What do we call right wings? I know they call us libtards. What do we call them? Alt-tards? Nazi tards? Well, whatever it is. And then there was another article about how few cities in Boston, or few towns surrounding Boston, Somerville, etc., were banding together to try and ban brokers' fees. Now, if you live outside of Massachusetts, you go, what's a broker's fee? Well, that's a fee equal to usually a month's rent that we pay to real estate brokers to rent places around here. We're one of the last states in America to have to pay a full month's rent to a broker. So you pay first, last, security, broker's fee. Gotta have like $20,000 just to rent. And like I usually say, if I had that much money, I'd be buying a house. But that kind of news, if you want to read about it, down below, link in the description. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell too. I didn't think that was important. I just wanted to rap with you. Just wanted to catch up, see how you're doing. CJ, hope your Thanksgiving was well. Soulless, hope your Thanksgiving was well. Bendito, who I haven't seen in a minute, send me your Fortnite information again. I was trying to search for you. I forgot what it was. Trying to search again for you. Tarush, Gma, hope your Thanksgiving was well. Hope you got to be a little rebellious around the family. And for those who I didn't name, or JM Studios, Kevin Hawthorne, those are just the few regular subs that usually show up to the live streams. If I didn't name you, well, don't think, I'm not hoping you had a great Thanksgiving. If you even celebrate. Yeah. Not everybody celebrates, man. We didn't do anything again this year. My wife has to work, so it sucks. Gotta keep them people healthy and alive. The medical industry don't close a day. So I just figured we'd check in. Listen, there is one thing. It's not news, but one thing I really wanted to share with you. I watched Anthony Jeselnik's Bones and All comedy special. Anthony Jeselnik's new comedy special that's on Netflix, and it's spectacular. I like him. I've only seen a couple of his specials. I mostly know him from the roasts and other comics that would cite his superior work. And I got fascinated by him, so I went and watched an interview with him on the Dan Le Batard show on YouTube. And he really is a brilliant comic, a brilliant mind, and his insights into comedy and his own development, finding his voice and his style of comedy is fucking brilliant. It really is. He is such a smart comic, and he really is one of the greatest of this generation, at least. And his story is fascinating and it's inspiring. So if you're doing something and maybe you're struggling, or maybe you're at a point where you're like, am I good? Like you're just questioning whatever. I would highly suggest watching Anthony Jeselnik, the comic, his interview with Dan Le Batard on I forget what Dan Lebitard's YouTube channel is called. He's a radio host out of Miami, ESPN Miami. I'm not sure exactly where he's located, but Dan Lebitard, great interviewer. Uh, and he really does a spectacular job talking to Anthony Jeselnik. So if all those names sound forward to you, I promise you, just look them up. Just type in Anthony Jeselnik, Dan Lebitard. Watch that interview. It's an hour and something. But it's fucking awesome. It's inspiring. It's inspiring to hear about somebody crafting their career and what they had to go through. I hate that Dan Lebitard kept citing like, oh, tell us about eating ramen, or how long did you have to eat ramen? It's like, who gives a shit about that? It's like, what were the other things? And I love that Jeselnik, he talks that he had some luck. He had to fake his courage, confidence. He had to work really hard. Like I just love, that's what you'll notice about people who have really pushed themselves to a place that was tough to get to, and they did it, I don't want to say all on their own, but they did it. They did it keeping some kind of groundedness to them. Is that, he's such a fucking good comic, but he's got such great insights. And he never once, these people, I don't want to say he's humble, because I know his character is anything but he's very aware of, like, the struggle and how hard it was, and that it wasn't, I don't know. I don't know how to explain. I'm at a loss for words for this. You should just watch it. Daniel Chuva, message retracted. So again, Anthony Jeselnik, sorry. I was kind of daydreaming there, thinking about some of my own stuff while reminiscing about that interview I watched yesterday or the day before. What's up, Daniel Chuva? How you doing? Is that Godzilla in your avatar? I can't tell what your avatar is. Am I the only one going live today on YouTube? I wonder what's live on YouTube. It's got to be Fortnite. Fortnite, gambling sites, Pokemon card openings, and me. And if you're new here, I usually do news commentary and talk about stuff in the news, make some comments on it, and love the dialogue that people up in the comments leave. But tonight, yeah, I had some news stuff that we could have talked about. I just wanted to riff, just talk with you, just see how I'm checking in on you, okay? That's what I'm doing, checking in on you. How are you doing? It's a stressful time of year, man, let me tell you. People in the Northeast, it gets colder, you gotta stay inside a little more. And then you're around family that you're not normally around. I'm not. I don't get to really see my family ever. I would love it. Let that be the message of tonight's live. Listen, if you're around family where you're like, God damn, I can't stand them. Outside of them being like racist or misogynist, I'm just saying like irritating family. If you at least get to be around them, just be thankful. Even if this is the only night a year that you go and have a celebratory supper with your family, just be grateful. Because right now, like my brother lives in Florida. My sister's in Atlanta. I just got family so far away and we can't afford to do it. Plus my wife's got to work. So what's up, Cameron? Depew. Hi, how are you? Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, please. I go live every weekday doing news commentary. Tonight we're just riffing though. But yeah, just be thankful if you can see your family, whether they're jerks or not. Just be grateful. And if you're not, I get it too, because I got some family that I wouldn't even want to go see. Let's be honest. Okay, I get that too. But outside of the family you just don't want to see, just be grateful. If grandma goes on a little too long, or your uncle wants to tell you another story about some lame whatever, just embrace it. Be grateful for it. People do that, they say. Cameron, the pew pew like a gun. People do that. They say, oh, I gotta. Yeah, because you got a fucking awesome name, Cameron. You subscribe, thank you. The pew pew. I would make that your avatar. I'm not gonna lie. I would make it a little laser gun with 2 little pew pews shooting out of it, because that is an amazing name. The pew pew. And that's how I would introduce myself. I would go, I'm Cameron, the pew pew. And they would go, what? And I go, never mind. Sorry. Sorry. I get a little out of control. But amazing name. Love it. Oh, we're just having fun. We're just riffing. In fact, Anthony Jeselnik, watching his stand-up special, Bones and All, be over like 16, 17 to watch that. I don't know what the age rating is on it, but, or just have a hearty sense of humor, okay? I would say still 16 plus. But watching that, he inspired me again, man. And you know what was funny in the interview? He said, I never want to be the guy who says I used to do the stand-up comedy. He says, I'd rather be, he says some gnarly stuff. And I thought, man, I've said that before because I used to do stand-up comedy. I just couldn't stick with it, man. It's so hard when you don't have a car and you can't walk to a stand-up venue. It's damn near impossible. In fact, that's partly why it was so funny, because he made me think. First of all, he made me start writing comedy again. So I started writing a new set because I was like, I just love writing comedy. I love trying to write a joke. And then he made me think about how I'm doing this live stream 5 days a week. And yeah, I like talking news commentary, but I also like trying to make jokes out of stuff. Now, given sometimes, it's serious stuff, and that's why I'm looking for a co-host too, because I think a co-host, I cannot have to play the straight guy role, the serious, here's the news. I like playing the absurdity comedy end of, the news commentary that I do. That's why it's funner if you have people to talk to, or if there's people in the chat. And people in the chat usually light it up with some funny stuff too, I'm not gonna lie. Very creative, very clever people that have subscribed to my channel. But when he was saying he would rather be some of the most heinous stuff in the world than say he used to do stand-up comedy, and that's what really fired Anthony Jeselnik up to like become a comedian, I was like, God damn, he'd hate me. But then I also kind of was like, well, no, that's why you went from writing comedy videos and recording and editing and releasing them every Friday or Saturday, I forget when, to going live 5 days a week. Because you wanted to kind of try to riff on the news. It doesn't always work. And then there's sometimes where, man, I could crack a joke. But either way, it was like to keep my chops. Like when I was working in radio, getting up every morning, talking about things and making jokes about it, you get funnier, especially if you're around funny people. That's when I started doing stand-up comedy. My grandma's here. Can you say, Cameron, the pew pew? Pew pew. Cameron, the pew pew. That's how I'd introduce myself. That would be so funny. What a great name. We come from a long line of the pew pews. We invented the finger laser gun. That's what your family was known for back in the 1700s. Little did you know, because everybody's last name kind of has a hint of their history in it. And Cameron, your lineage, it dates back to actually way before the 1700s, ancient times, really. It goes back to the Neanderthals, or the Neanderthals. I don't know. Fancy people always call it Neanderthals, so I'll just say that. To the first man who ever pointed a laser gun, a finger gun, and went pew pew. And they went, oh, look, there goes the pew pew. And here you are today, a proud testament to how long finger guns have been amazing. So welcome to, what's that show on PBS? Discover Your Roots or whatever. I feel like I just hosted an episode of Discover Your Roots, Finding Your Roots, whatever that PBS show is. You know what I mean? Where Ben Affleck went on it, and he found out he had slave traders in his lineage, so they had to heavily edit the episode because he was like drunk and crying. Again, I'm making all this up, but pretty sure something like that happened. So yeah, Cameron. M. Dot, are you gonna watch Bobby Kelly? Watch what of Bobby Kelly? When I was on radio, Bobby Kelly came in all the time. I'm pretty sure if I ran into Bobby Kelly, no, he would definitely not remember me. There's certain comics that would. But Bobby used to come in all the freaking time. So I know a lot of Bobby's stand-up. I don't know if I've watched one of his specials. I like Bobby as a dude. I'm not sure if his stand-up, I really like Bobby Kelly, right? But he reminds me, my mom's side of the family is all from New York, and my aunts are wicked funny. Like, they are a riot. And they're just, New Yorkers are a wit above the rest of the country. You just have to be like that growing up in New York. And Bobby Kelly always reminds me of my aunts. So it's like my aunt's comedy. It's like a more edgier version of my aunt's comedy. So it's not that I'm not a fan of Bobby Kelly. It's just he reminds me of like, going to see my aunts. But yeah, Bobby Kelly's great. M. Dot, are you subscribed and hit the notification bell? That's important too. I tell you guys to hit the notification bell so when I do go live, you can join me and we could talk about the history of your last names, like Cameron de Pew Pew. Great fucking last name. What a great last name. I really like that. I'm so fascinated by people, language, and things like that in comedy. God dang, oh, did you hear that pop? Oh, the shoulder. The shoulder's a bit stiff. It's colder weather. Cold weather. All right, so really that's all I wanted to do is check in with you. We had a discover, what is that show called on PBS? Discovering Your Roots? Something like that. And I'm telling you, Ben Affleck learned something where they had to edit it. Or maybe they didn't air it. Or maybe it's like a hidden, it's a what do they call that? Lost TV. What do YouTubers call it? Like lost TV episodes where it's like there's something so hiddenly disgusting that they just never aired it. I'm pretty sure that happened with Ben Affleck's PBS episode of Discovering Your Roots. What the fuck am I talking about? Well, if you enjoy the ramblings of me, please hit subscribe and the notification bell. Oh, that's what I was saying. Hit the notification bell so you could join me when I go live. Listen, I'm going to try to stream some Fortnite because there's a new season coming out on Sunday. And I'm wicked excited. Godzilla's coming to Fortnite. If you're not a Fortniter, this isn't for you. But if you are and you're a Godzilla fan, like my son, you are ecstatic. So I was going to try to stream a little bit of Fortnite on Sunday. I made a whole channel, just so everybody's aware. I don't mean to stream it on this channel. I made a second channel to stream a Fortnite, and I can't get it okayed through YouTube and Epic. They keep like bouncing, like I can't get my phone number confirmed to stream live on there. It's so frustrating. So I do it on here. So if you ever see me streaming Fortnite on here, know that I had a whole other channel planned for it. I just need some Gen Zer to help me fucking tweak it out. Get it correct. All right. M. Dot, Cameron, appreciate you guys. Daniel was here. Who else? Looks like there's people here. Maybe people just stopping by. If you're just stopping by, what's up? I'm Rob. I do a live news commentary, newsmentary channel, live stream every weekday. So if you're just swinging through, maybe you're just scrolling. How do you find the scroll on this? I don't even know. I was trying to look for it the other day because I wanted to see who was going live. I couldn't figure it out. God damn, I'm getting old. But if you're just swinging through, I'm Rob. And it would mean the world to me if you joined our community. It's much funner when people are up in the comments, even if they're trying to troll. But I warn people. I say, listen, if you're going to troll me, you better know me. Because you can't just rattle off some weak-ass stuff. You got to come like Anthony Jeselnik to puncture this Godzilla skin. All right, homie? Oh, some scammer. I said, listen, homie. And he said, I'm not your homie. I said, okay, friend. Are we friends if we ain't homies? All right, that's enough of me. Listen, I hope you have a blessed, safe weekend. If you're with family, patience. Take a deep breath. Go meditate for a little bit. Come back and just appreciate that you got it. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Appreciate that you got it. CJ Bandito, Solus, Koo, Kevin, Tarush, Sama, JM Studios, trying to Uncle Animations, all the cats that normally come in here. If you watch this later, much love to you. I hope you had a blessed Thanksgiving and a blessed weekend. I'm very grateful that I do get to spend time with my wife and my kids. That's amazing. So I'm blessed for that. And just keep your head right and stay blessed.